Well, all you have to do is ask someone. Is just go, man on the street. You're like, hey, who are the Avengers? Can you tell me who the Avengers are?
Iron Man? No, he's dead.
Yeah, Iron Man, Captain America, Hulk. No.
That's old news. No.
Thor? No, he's in those
Avengers
comedy
now?
movies now. Yeah. What?
Yeah.
Who are the Avengers now? What's their next Avengers roster going to be?
It could be Jean-Luc Picard and Gandalf from what they were marketing the other day.
I would watch that, dude. I would watch the shit out of that. That's the ultimate team up right there. But
the only thing that can defeat the Avengers are stairs.
And Biden.
For the love of God, don't show the fucking chairs again. But so that whole introduction, like I kind of got a tip of like who it was going to be. I thought there was going to be more. I thought I was just told a few people, but I was told all the people. And it was all the old X-Men. There was a lot missing, and that's great. I'm way more worried about them breaking Ian McKellen. So
like physically,
yes, I don't want them to break Ian McKellen. I just don't,
because you want him to come back for the Gollum movie.
No, yes. I just don't want you to break him. Okay,
he plays Gollum. They dress him in a little loincloth and say, all right, off you go. You've seen the movies.
I didn't see Brie Larson on the chair.
No,
406.
No.
It's pretty old.
So none of the Marvels were there.
No,
in fact, only 5 of the 27 announced characters were female, and some people have a big problem with that. And you know what? It might be fair to
Disney failed them. If you are upset that there aren't that many prominent women in these shows, then you have Disney to blame for that. We would be completely 100% behind some kick-ass ladies if they were written well and were immersive and believable, and we'd be all for it. Blame Disney. They fucked you over and they let you down.
Yeah,
Rachel.
We didn't mind Black Widow. We actually liked Black Widow at one point. We liked Gamora.
But such a ringing endorsement. We didn't mind Black Widow. There's a woman in there, you know.
No, she was a good character, and then
she was a good character before her movie. Black Panther was awesome in Civil War, and then they gave him his own movie, and you're like, oh. Well,
the women in that ruined it.
Now he's dead.
Yeah. Old-headed demon.
But the thing is, it is so funny to watch some of them do this. And from a certain point of view, I actually get where they are coming from. Not because it's a good idea to put a bunch of fucking women that are failed characters in comic books and have been failed characters in these Disney Plus series and movies into this movie. It's not a good idea. But to them, these people who have been standing Marvel and they're arguing with everybody, it's actually good, guys. We're doing the work. We're MCU fans. This is made for us. And they've been doing this while these movies have failed for fucking 5 or 6 straight years.
I know.
And then they bring this back and they're like, yeah, those women that we fucking gave you, they're not in this. Fuck that.
It's glorious.
It's sort of a double hit. It's not just that you don't have you have people turned off from the idea because Disney's such a poor job. It makes them overcorrect, I feel. Now they're going to be all you people who are really, really behind Disney. Now they're going to be a lot more guarded potentially about putting, black women and lesbians and stuff like that in these shows because Disney fucked them over in terms of positive representation.
I'm not sure they can overcorrect because they couldn't even get back to where they were. The Black Widow scene where you've got Iron Man going, I want one. They couldn't do that scene now because it would just be her essentially being for the male gaze. That's the reason why that scene existed.
Sexist, but true.
Yeah, she got away with being able to beat people up because she did it she was really hot. Men will let you get away with that kind of stuff rather than going, I don't know whether she could do it. It's like, no, actually, I'd probably be distracted in that scenario.
Yeah, they're not called a feminist fatale. They're called a femme fatale.
That's her superpower. Her superpower is fighting and being hot.
I want to defend women here because I would rather have Karen Gillan than fucking Simu Liu. I'd rather have Zoe Saldana than Namor. Who's well known for treating women well, allegedly. And same for Kamala Khan's dad. But well,
the difference is Kamala Khan's dad allegedly, may have mistreated a 14-year-old. Those are the things that are.
Well, is that age of consent in Pakistan?
I was going to say it's probably fine because it's his culture or whatever. That's why he didn't get in any trouble. So they got to have that proper Muslim representation,
Yeah.
Or should I say London representation?
Yeah, British.
More accurate.
And this article, this Rachel Leishman article.
Oh, that's our girl.
Yeah, Rachel.
Yeah, she talks about it. Hey, the reveal, and it's like, look, it's not like I don't like all my boys in the MCU.
Boys.
But where are the girls at? And she lists the girls who are in there: Letitia Wright, Florence Pugh, Rebecca Romaine.
It's because they had dozens of chances. They had dozens of chances with all of the female characters that they added. And doesn't it mean something about Disney's quality that none of them stuck? And that's why there's no chairs with their names on it.
And that's why she's going to go through this. And I will point out, Rachel, she didn't have a chair, but it was previously announced Haley Atwell would be part of the cast. By previously announced, you mean previously reported by Deadline that, hey, we think that Haley Atwell is coming back. And this was in the aftermath of, they said Chris Evans was coming back for this movie. And obviously he hasn't been confirmed. She hasn't been confirmed, but it wasn't like an announcement from Marvel like she seems to imply here.
Maybe they have more women they just like to stand.
I want to be fair. There are some fun women heading to Doomsday. We, of course, have Sue Storm herself, Vanessa Kirby, which we'll find out. I think it's good casting. We'll find out. And our Black Panther, Letitia Wright. That's another one you could have dropped. News like Rebecca Romaine Lettuce, which I'm fine with. That's a woman. My Yelena. She is.
It's like, okay, tell me two things about Yelena's character. Go.
Please. Yes.
Her boobs.
What's her first? What's her first appearance? Show me your. You know what? I have comics with Yelena in it. Show me yours, Rachel. May you find somebody who loves you as much as Rachel Leishman loves a refrigerator. Okay, I just want to point that out. My Yelena loving heart is full with Florence Pugh inclusion, and she didn't have a chair, but it was previously announced that Haley Atwell, who was not going to be in this and is not going to be in Doomsday, by the way. I think we should make it clear. We'll be part of the cast. This was the casting announcement for Doomsday, not for Secret Wars. But who will not be in this movie is Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire. I didn't even really expect them, but I was kind of expecting Wesley Snipes, Nick Cage as Ghost Rider, maybe Ben Affleck as Daredevil. That would have been fun. Ooh. But just rolling up the old X-Men.
The MCU just becomes a different version of the Expendables.
Yes.
They have an 85-year-old man. And I love Ian McKellen, but he's 85.
He's 85.
He's 84.
I mean, they're going to AI those guys.
Heavily.
People are asking, is this going to look like Flash? And I'm like, it sounds like it is. It is. Because like the cast they did announce, half of it sucked. Like, we got the Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, like most of the cast
all the Wakandans, except the bald-headed demon.
Yeah. So the reason they had to delay it a little bit, and it was almost delayed till Thursday, was they needed to get all the signatures on the dotted lines, right? They needed to get everybody's signature. I like, Alan coming back. Okay. Like, what kind of shape is he in?
Yeah.
It's been a few years.
He's in pretty good shape, actually.
He does Broadway.
Good. He was a great Nightcrawler, dude. He was awesome. Fucking great.
He was awesome.
So that's cool.
Yeah, like what's the condition that the actors are going to be coming back? They're not going to be like the heroic, peak. It's going to be kind of,
movies about them getting into shape.
No, but I was like, this movie's going to hit $1 billion easy, and it could exceed that. But now that I see the cast, I'm like, well, it'll still hit $1 billion. I think it will.
The problem is this movie might cost $700 million
easily,
especially with that cast.
Yeah, and I'm not even budget. That's not even being hyperbolic. Infinity War and Endgame combined, after you factor in the cuts they got for the UK for the tax credits filming in the UK, it costs them $1.2 billion.
Yep.
For those two movies. So that's $600 million per. It's fucking 6 years later. Budgets are only going up. These guys' numbers to be there are only going up. Robert Downey Jr. is personally getting paid $80 million for these two, and he has bonuses kicking in.
Damn. That's why he gets to sit in the big chair.
Well done, RDJ. Well done.
And they have bonuses that kick in. So, like, honestly, not even being hyperbolic or crazy, this movie could legitimately cost $700 million, maybe more, just to produce. So this is not a $1 billion success. This is probably looking at bare minimum $2 billion.
Well, how many years worth of the process that Disney uses is not just horrific creatively, but financially with all the reshoots and the lack of decision making and their constant hesitance to commit to anything and form a plan. It makes these budgets bloated anyway. cast notwithstanding.
And this is also going to be fairly tight. You know, they just
Definitely.
finally got all these guys to sign on the dotted line. This movie comes out in 14 months, less than 14 months.
And
well, if there's anything I've learned about the Disney production cycle, it's that you should definitely hurry them. That leads to quality.
yes,
Especially CGI.
Yeah.
but we know who the Avengers are now. They're the Thunderbolts, the Wakandans, Thor, Shang-Chi. Are you excited? And they're going to be led by Captain African American from the big hit movie from a couple of months ago. The big, massive
Oh, are
hit.
you talking about Captain America: Brave New World?
Yes.
Oh, I love that movie.
It
I
broke
love
400
Harrison
million,
Ford.
don't you know?
I do think it's a mistake to have the leader of your Avengers team be someone that's not even important enough to have first or last on the chairs.
Yeah.
Oh.
You just shoved him in the middle somewhere.
He was third. He was the third chair, I think.
Yeah, but he's supposed to be
Early.
the leader of the Avengers should be the main person. Well, in this
He's
case,
leading
Robert
from
Downey
the rear,
Jr.
like a
Disparu,
Like a
they're actually holding. I mean, this is true.
They've
This
got
is-
a lot more people that are going to be
There's
in it.
more people
100%.
coming, and the one person they were not going to announce was Chris Evans, and it's probably that probably wouldn't have been in very good taste in their eyes. I'd have loved it, but because he's Captain America, but it wouldn't be good taste in their eyes to announce Chris Evans while Captain African American is kind of still in the theaters. That would have probably not gone down well. I'm guessing, but Chris Evans is definitely going to be part of it.
Do you think he's going to make it out the other side, or is he getting killed?
Well, what I know
All
of the
these guys are
plot,
going to be done after Secret Wars. They're going to be like do some kind of hard fucking reset of some sort.
what I know of the plot is it's going to be basically realities, universes fighting each other. So it'll be these heroes. It'll be the X-Men fighting whatever the fucking Avengers are, and the Fantastic Four. They're all going to be going at each other.
I'm so
So
tired
they actually
of
are
that.
kind of
Too
doing
much.
Avengers versus X-Men then.
Yeah, I
Kind of.
guess. Yeah. God, that was terrible.
That was bad.
that
though.
was.
That was bad. that was
was-
not good.
So fucking
I thought they were
terrible.
doing more of the Incursion Crisis, but yeah, I guess Avengers versus X-Men.
well,
makes
I
sense.
mean, it's
Or they're mixing
it's-
it up.
They're mixing it up, but they're not really going off of comics anymore. I mean, Rob Liefeld pointed that out. It's
Yeah.
like in the first 3 phases, we were kind of going off of Jim Starlin's, the whole Infinity Gauntlet, Infinity War. Of course, it's missing Silver Surfer and the Fantastic Four and
Adam
Warlock, Adam Warlock.
yeah.
But that's what they were going off of. And so they still had a roadmap. And Captain African American is just made up shit that never fucking happened in the comics.
Well, hey, they called the Daredevil show Born Again. What more do you want?
Born again.
The Russo brothers have said that themselves, that they bear the comics in mind, but just write their own stuff.
Yep.
So
They did that with Electric State, and it just worked out awesome.
oh yeah.
Yeah, it's working out for Rings of Power pretty well.
I think as long as you stay true to the source material, I'm fine with them going and creating their own story. But you have to stick to the heart and soul. What makes those characters, enjoyed by millions of people.
And we're so far away from that, and the public is so just oversaturated. Because again, the one thing that probably frustrates Kevin Feige, it frustrates everybody, is most people will not notice the difference between a Sony Marvel movie and a Marvel or Disney Marvel movie. And so that muddies the waters, and that definitely affects any excitement, enjoyment. And now Kraven is getting better ratings than fucking Daredevil.
And that's hilarious.
Like, is Kraven gonna be in this movie?
I can't imagine them bringing any more of those fucks in.
Morbius. Just bring them all.
God,
I want that whole cinematic universe.
your average moviegoer cares so little that you could do a Batman versus Iron Man movie and they wouldn't even know. They'd just be like, "This is cool. I really
That
like
would
this."
be cool.
So
See,
before we get to the 5s and 10s of people who are really upset that there were not enough women in here, we got a list of tweets that Lady Greymaster found. Ryan's covered them
before you do
on
that,
a video.
Rachel in that said it was a big problem because only 1/5 of the numbers were women, and you've got to have like an equal distribution. She also wrote another article of her 10 most favorite, most look forward to characters, and only 3 of them were women.
Rachel!
Breaking her own ratios.
Hilarious.
And she goes on there to list like no Captain Marvel, no Monica Rambeau, no America
come
Chavez,
on.
no She-Hulk, no Hawkeye.
No.
And it's like
Yeah,
we
they're
as
box office poison.
yeah, it's like we as fans are very disappointed by this. Are we just back to the days of only a handful of women? It's like, well, you
Yes.
mean back in the days of booming box office?
I mean,
yeah, right.
And you
Hey.
have Disney to blame.
You do. The greatest crime of them all, no Marvel's Katie. I am livid about that. Okay, so before we
I think my favorite part was when she said, "Are we going back to the days where I have to be grateful for representation?" It's like, well, if you were, maybe it would have gone better than just taking it for granted that you deserved it.
Right. Chairs that were filmed that did not show up. So there were chairs that were filmed that were not show up for various reasons. I'm guessing they will be announced later. Ones that were definitively not filmed who are not going to be in this movie and probably not in the next was Tatiana Maslany. So I think that's the biggest news is She-Hulk. We've talked about it. She-Hulk not being there, Captain Marvel not being there. Owen Wilson was a chair that was filmed that was not shown. Ki-Hu Kwan was a chair that was filmed. These were both from Loki. I know that you guys seem so excited about this, man. Look at look at the excitement.
It took me a second to load. I was like, oh yeah, Loki.
Yeah, I've only just realized who Owen Wilson played.
I was like, why? Who would he be playing? Oh, right.
Hugh Jackman.
Lightning McQueen. It's an incursion from the Cars universe.
Yeah.
Ka-chow on your left.
Ka-chow. On your left.
Wow.
The Avengers, sponsored by Dynaco.
And Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman.
Ooh,
okay.
Well, I mean, maybe Justin Baldoni is going to play Wolverine and Deadpool. Yeah,
I love that.
Well, I don't think that has anything to do with them not be like. They definitely want to continue to tease this out longer.
Yes.
The day after this happened, you have Robert Downey Jr. replying on Instagram, be like, "Man, I feel like we need another row of chairs, don't you think?" Little wink face. Blah, blah, blah. Like, there are more people that are.
There are a lot more.
And like maybe in smaller roles that will have bigger roles in ultimately Secret Wars and everything, but this is not it. There's going to be more.
No,
there's no way this is not a bloated mess. Like
the last one. Are they going to stop after this?
No,
it was amazing.
Member Berries Part 1.
It was amazing to see the main Avengers in the first Avengers movie. Like it was baffling to juggle all those main characters and lead actors with all their egos and all that stuff, but they did it. And they're just piling it on and on and on.
So one thing I'll say, the Russo brothers, we all know what Endgame was, right? That did not end in a great way. Fucked up a lot of possible storylines, the 5-year time jump, a lot of problems. However, I still think that what the Russo brothers and Marvel as a whole were able to do with Infinity War is one of the most impressive things we've ever seen.
Impressive. Yep, absolutely.
That cast list was bloated as shit. And you're thinking to yourself, as all these people are coming together, how are we going to have enough time? How are we going to do this? How are you going to get this right? And Infinity War is one of the best things they've ever made, all things considered.
Josh Brolin's Thanos was fucking brilliant. Like he fucking killed it as that character. And as the Russo brothers said, that was his movie.
Yes.
So they focused completely on him. So that was, they developed a great villain.
Oh yeah.
The difference is that it had all the phases leading up and building up those characters all separately, and then building into this. This has no lead up.
There's
nothing. We're going in cold, basically.
They could do stuff that seems crazy, but then you're like, oh yeah, we're gonna put Thor and Rocket Raccoon together. And we're like, yeah, sign us up. We know these characters. They've had movies, and we're eager to see them mesh together. And they were a great part of the film to see those that kind of odd pairing. But now it's like, oh, we want Yelena to talk to whoever Namor, and you're like, who and what? Huh? Who are they? I guess they chat. I don't know. What does this mean?
Yeah. With Shang-Chi. Shang-Chi and Namor.
I can't imagine.
Aren't you excited?
Like
or
that
like no more.
No more.
No more, name more.
Nerdrotic.com. Please subscribe.
La ciudad se llama Du.